Hello everyone, welcome to From the Void podcast, a show all about Eternal and our experiences with the game. With me as always, wait, where's Bassoon at? Oh no, he's disappeared. It's okay. Bassoon is on a little vacation with his wife. He's just taking a little break this week because of the holidays, because of Christmas, and we wish him just to get rested and just re-energized. And I mean, he's always energized, but So, Bassoon, we miss you, but you'll be back. He will be back next week. But not in his place, but as our guest is Cthulhu. How are you, man? How are you doing?
I am doing very well. I have been looking forward to this. It's a pleasure to be on and talk about, Eternal, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, card game currently.
Awesome. Yes. I always think about it. How did we meet? I think we just met over Twitter. We just started talking on Twitter about Eternal, and I don't know. It was just like one of those things that we just started we kind of just hit it off and everything. And then it was like, and I said, if anyone wants to be on a guest, you're like, hey man, I'd like to be a guest sometime. I'm like, oh, we're setting this up. And
yeah, exactly. I just remember following From the Void and then eventually following you. And I followed From the Void. I watched some of the episodes, followed you, and then one thing led to another, and here we are.
Yes, and so I'm glad you could join us. But let's move on. How was your week in Eternal? How was it this week? I know it's getting towards the end of the season, end of the month, but let us know what you've been doing in the game.
At the start of the week, I started out, just grinding out ladder, trying to hit top 100. And I'll let you know, I was doing pretty good. And then I encountered a string of bad luck. I went on tilt and I just lost a bunch of games in a row, and I should have just stopped looking, but I didn't. But towards the end of the week, I have created 2 new decks. One for ladder that we'll be talking about a little bit later, and then another one. The rest of my week for Eternal, I have just been practicing for my ECL tournament match. Another version of the deck that we'll be talking about later. So, honestly, my week in Eternal was just a lot of grinding and a lot of tilt. How about you? How would you say your week in Eternal went?
Oh, man. My goal was to hit, because this month has been really busy for me, so I've been just, doing my quest with Eternal, kind of the daily quest and everything, and then slowly moving up the ladder. If you hit Masters, you started in Gold 3, and so I got to Diamond 3 pretty quickly at the beginning of the season, then got really busy, didn't really push, then I decided a week before Christmas that I need a push because I really don't want to mess with climbing after Christmas, so I really pushed, and got to Diamond 1, and this is right after the new set came out, so it was everything was up in the air, it was just, everything was just experimental. So I'm playing this deck, bouncing around, and I finally get to Diamond 1, and I tell you what, it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't know how many games I played, but I went to where the points go to 99 or 98 right before you hit Masters or the next level.
Yeah.
I did that, I believe, 9 times in a row, and the next game, I always lost the game for 9 times. When I got to that point, I was so ticked off. I was just you've got to. And that happened over a span over a couple of days. Yes. It was just stop at 1 or 2 points before, and I'm just oh man. I think, if you're in chat or you're listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But eventually on Saturday, because I kind of fell back almost to all the way to Diamond 0, because I'm I'm just going to mess around to find a deck. Because a deck, I feel when I play a deck, it has to, I have to, connect with it almost. I understand it, when you go to climb.
Yeah.
And so it's all the other decks, I'm playing them, I'm I'm just not really enjoying it, I guess is the word. And then and there's a couple decks I was enjoying, but they were taking taking so long. The Howling Peaks deck, the Herald Howling Peaks is a really good deck, really good. But some of those games can take forever, especially the mirrors. And I think
unless you're playing an aggro-oriented version of those decks, if you're playing the more control optimized, those games can run on upwards of 11 to 20 turns.
Yes. I think I spent 20 minutes in one game, and I shut the client off. I'm like, okay, that was way too long. I was like, I gotta take. I did win that game, which is good, but I'm like, oh man, I would have been so ticked if I lost this game after 20 minutes. But anyway, so I switched to the Rakano aggro deck that's been popping up. I forgot. I think it was a version by Aether Llama, I want to say, or who was? I can't remember.
Yeah, the top 15 masters. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one of our listeners and a good friend of mine, Zeroshio. He's on the Hero Power podcast for Hearthstone. He plays this game as well, and he hit with a slightly different version of Rakano. He hit Masters for the first time, so congrats, man. And so I started playing his and everything. I saw Aether Llamas, and I switched to that. And I cruised pretty easily to Masters, and I'm like, yep, Rakano is back. So I'm there, so I've just been messing around. I messed with a Skycrack Dragon list, and then I messed with your list, and I haven't lost a game with it yet, so it's pretty good, I think.
Seriously?
Yes. So that's been my week. Sorry for the long rant there, but
no, that's good.
I had to lay the foundation to understand my frustration. It's like. But
I did forget to mention that in my week of Eternal, a good streamer that I follow, Sunnyvale, made a draft guide for the Defiance draft that came out, and I got my first ever. I've gotten 7-win drafts before, but they're usually 7-2. I got my first 7-0 draft, and let me tell you, the Defiance draft is insane. There's gas in this set with the Fire Primal Time faction.
Oh,
it is insane how powerful some of the cards are in draft.
It is. I don't have it. Maybe I'll show you after. I'll send you my list I have in draft. I'm 3-0 with it, but I 2-0 or 3-0 with it. But I've won pretty easily. It's a Fire Time list. It is insane. It is. Mm-hmm. It's a tempo or it's an aggro temp. Well, it's not okay. It's kind of like a mid-range tempo list. I've created. It ramps up pretty fast. I have some ramp cards in it, so I get to my bigger minions pretty quick, and I can cheat out some. What is that relic that if you play a spell you get a 7/7 worm or something? Oh, what is it called?
Wormstone.
Yeah, Wormstone. Okay, yeah. So because mine's a tempo list, so I have spells that will either buff my guys. It's not Fire Time. I'm sorry. It is Time Justice.
Cumbry. Yeah.
Time Justice. I was talking about this. Yeah. So I have Finest Hour and a couple other buff spells. I have ones that bounce minions back to the hands. All really cheap spells with that Worm Relic, and I have the 1 mana return a relic to your hand type spell also. So that's really fun to kind of combo off. Anyway, so yeah, and I usually have worms coming out on turn 3 or 4, and I have 2 of those plus something to recur it. So anyway, but that's what I'm doing. So I've been enjoying draft. Draft is really fun right now. I have to say, it is really fun.
I wish it wasn't so expensive because I love playing draft. And if you don't get 6-7 wins, you're not always going to be able to play again. Mm-hmm. But I do think that the price point for draft is perfect. For what you get.
There's good rewards and everything, but draft is fun.
You get 48.
Yeah. I can't complain
for free, but
can't complain about the rewards. All right, let's jump into our news. Okay, we're gonna run through this pretty quickly because it's been a light week of news because of Christmas. First thing, we have the Eternal Championship Qualifier coming up. Let me bring it up here.
Burning Hope.
Yeah, Burning Hope. And so, are you going to be playing in this, you think?
Am I going to be playing?
Yes.
My goal is to qualify for Worlds. Yeah, 100% my goal is to qualify for Worlds.
Yes.
That's why I've been practicing so much this past week with this list that I'm playing in the ECL tournaments that the Great Parliament hosts. Because I don't want to make myself overconfident or sound overconfident, but I want to do my best because I want to qualify for Worlds. I want to get that Worlds invite. I want to play at Worlds. I want to be one of those. I want to be one of those 16 few players. It's hey, I'm the best of the best. I made it here. And even if I don't win Worlds, just the fact that if I can qualify for Worlds is enough. So you'll definitely see me for this qualifier because I haven't had the chance to play in any of the previous qualifiers yet. Work and family life, just kind of got in the way of that. But I finally have some free time open for this, so I'm really excited for it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I hope you do well. So there's a few players I know, so a few friends, but it looks fun. It's January. Excuse me. It's January 11th through 13th, so it's that weekend. And it's for the $100,000 championship. So anyway, and it's $5,000 prize pool. So I mean, this is some pretty good stuff right here. So so if you're looking forward to it, get on a team, get to know people on a team, or just get a group of friends and practice and go for it, because it's a great time to do these events. Let's go on to the next thing. We have a tournament coming up this weekend. RNG Internal is putting this on. This doesn't give any points to anything. This is just the Eye of Winter Classic tournament. It takes place this.
That's a cash payout.
It is a cash payout. I believe first place is $200, second place is $100, and third place is $50. So that's not too bad for a fun weekend of just trying your luck and into playing this. So the registration is you need to register pretty soon. This takes place this Saturday at 12 p.m. EST. You can register until 10 a.m. that morning. So, and all cards in this tournament are legal, and it'll be a Swiss style and standard style Swiss rounds according to attendance, with a cut to single elimination top 8 following the Swiss. So you can get that all knocked out in one day. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play this. I thought about it, but I'll be helping family move that day. So I'll be moving some furniture around with my brothers and everything. But it's okay though. So are you going to play this, you think, or you got other things going on?
So far it's looking like I'll be able to. I do like tournaments that have like no strings attached, like you don't really have to worry about anything, and there's a nice little payout if you do well. So as long as everything lines up, I do intend to play in that.
Very nice. So I hope you do well. I hope I talk to you on Sunday and you're like, dude, I won $200. Anyway, so all right, let's go.
That would be nice.
that would be nice. All right, let's talk about our let's see here. Oh yes, we have an event that's going on right now, and I'm loving this event. It is the Winter Welcome event.
So good. So very good.
For those that come from a Magic Gathering background, this is basically a Pauper event or common only. So I've seen everything from control list to 5-color control, which it blows my mind. And so my first run, I went 7-1. Currently about to do my second run. So, but it's commons only, costs 3,000 gold or 250 gems to enter. If you get 3 wins, you basically get, I think it's 3 packs if you get 3 wins. So I mean that's all you need to get. It's just, so I mean, it'll pay for itself.
Yeah. Well, you actually get the 3 packs regardless.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, it's 3 packs. So I mean, there's no reason not to. If you have the gold, do this.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you're paying 3,000 gold for 3 packs so you're actually getting more than your gold's worth, regardless of whether you win.
Yep. So it goes on from, it's already started. It ends Wednesday, January 2nd. So so play this. I mean, there's no downside. There's no pressure. You're going to get packs regardless, and you'll just have fun. I saw this Praxis tempo list. I'll have to send you the link to, but it looks pretty sweet. And it splashes Primal for a card. So I'll have to show it to you. And
I have a very mixed feeling about this event for a couple of reasons.
Go ahead.
Love it. I love Pauper.
Yes.
I played Pauper in Magic. For people that don't know, as he explained, is just commons only in Magic all the time. I love it. I think it's fun. It's a fresh break. But however, I don't know why I've gotten 1-7 win. I've played the event 4 times. No, sorry, 5 times. 7 wins once with an aggro list. But every other time I played, I've gotten 0-3 because I either get flooded out on mana, and that's all I draw is just power. Like two of those I drew power for 6 turns and nothing else, and I just got killed. And the other 2 I played, I didn't draw any power for 8 consecutive turns. Like, I had my opening hand of, 2-3 power. I had, 1, 2, 3 things down. I was like, cool, we're doing good. I have a decent... No power. Oh, okay. That's fine. I can draw power next turn. No power. Okay, this is kind of getting scary. No power. And then they play a Corrupted Umbran with, like, Trigger Pistol and, like, +2/+2 from the Obsidian armor. And I'm like, oh my. So, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, I went 7-1 on my first run, and the only game I lost was to a kind of a mirror because I was playing the Stone Scar aggro list by I think it was by RNG Eternal, and then but the only game that I lost to was basically I drew like 7 lands in a row after I already had like 5 lands, and I didn't need any more, and like every turn for 7.
Rough.
Yes, and I was holding off the guy because I had like recursion spells and stuff like that, but it was just and he was drawing some lands too, so but he just overwhelmed me. I'm like, yeah, well, that happens. And so
you don't have your good draw spell only, so the possibility of flooding is a lot more prevalent.
It is because you're limited on your draw and everything else. But it's a fun event, and there, like you said, there's no, you're not going to a championship because of this. It's just a a fun event. So
yeah, it's just a fun thing to just take a break.
Exactly. So I enjoy it, and I thank them for doing that because I want to see more stuff like this, and they always mix it up a little bit, and it was nice to give this for the holidays and just like, hey, you enter it in, you get 3 packs guaranteed, just have fun. And so this is what we want to do, have fun. So anyway, any last things you want to say before we move into our next session?
Nothing about anything we've talked about so far. I think you've done a very good job of laying everything down.
Cool. All right, let's talk about you, Cthulhu. About your card game history. When you started playing Eternal, how did you hear about Eternal? About your stream, just because we kind of want to highlight you for the community here, so we can go check you out and everything. All right, take it away.
So I started out with the Pokemon TCG game. I traveled across the U.S. for regionals and nationals and things like that, and I did decently well. Never was too like I never like won major events, but I did well enough to where I could travel to major events. I started off there, and then I moved into Hearthstone. And for Hearthstone, for a short time, I was actually with a team called Kyoto Esports. And for anyone who plays Hearthstone and does like tournaments, the Kyoto Esports. They are the number 1 tournament creator for Hearthstone. Mm-hmm. So I was with them for a short time. I left, and then from there, I played Magic the Gathering, stuck to pretty much standard and modern. I didn't really do that competitively, more just as a way to like meet new people and do something I enjoy, and also have like the physical aspect of the cards, because card games is my favorite type of game, my favorite thing to do. And from there, I went back to Hearthstone for a while, but I kind of got doled out with it. Everything just felt the same. Like it was just really dull to play. And then I had a friend of mine tell me about Eternal, and I was really skeptical at first because, like, man, I don't know if I want to drop money on another card game. He's like, you got to check this out. You can build your collection really fast because of the amount of gold and cards it gives you. It's nothing, you get 10 gold for 3 wins. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I tried it. I hooked. After the first game, I love the progression. The story is awesome. I love the fact that the lore is so deeply ingrained, not just in the cards itself, but the game as well.
That's one of my favorite things.
The fact how every month it's not a new season; it's a new chapter of the story. Like that's awesome. I think that's something that like is completely unique about Eternal that like no other card game, minus maybe Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, but Magic's story is like so convoluted now. It's
correct. There's so many different like ways it can go.
Yeah.
So I got into Eternal, and unlike Hearthstone, where it's a struggle to hit Legend, with Eternal it is hard to hit Masters. I will say. Season, and I've had top finishes, top 200 finishes. Haven't gotten my top 100 finish yet, but my biggest achievement, honestly, was 2 months ago when Legend, or rank 4 Master, I should say, in Eternal, and that was my biggest achievement. And and then started streaming for a little bit. I want to get back into streaming again because I want to make a name for myself and get myself out there, and I want to go and take the world championships this season. But we'll see how that goes. But that's just a summary of my card game history and like how I got into Eternal, and where I am now.
Awesome, man. I that's really cool to hear your journey from Pokemon. Like when I was young, I just traded Pokemon cards, and we made up rules for the Pokemon game. My friends and we just like played. But that's cool that you actually traveled and all that stuff. And then but yeah, Magic and Hearthstone. I feel you on all those things. But thanks for sharing that about yourself. We'll highlight your stream at the end of the show. But so I'm looking forward to you start streaming again because definitely I want to hang out in the chat, man. And
yeah.
So all right, let's move on to the meat of this episode, like what everyone is waiting for, our opinion. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, probably our opinions, I guess, but we are gonna talk about our top 5 legendaries of Defiance. That's right, our top 5s legendaries of Defiance. And we're gonna start. I think we should start with like number 1 and 2 for both of us, since we kind of like both have the same. And I don't think they need it. I don't think they need it because I looked at our list and I'm like, we can talk about number 1 and 2.
I tried to change it up, but I'm like, man, they are just unarguably like the 2 strongest legendaries of Defiance. Yeah. Like they see the most play across the board. Mm-hmm. I think like 40 to 60% of the decks have these 2 legendaries in them.
Yes, and like plenty of people have talked about these legendaries. We talked about these legendaries last week on the show, so we're just gonna talk about them real quick and then move on to the rest because these. If you're playing this game right now, you craft these pretty much. Like number 1 and 2,
they're very safe crafts.
There are 4 of craft for both of them. They're safe, and so let's talk about the first one real quick, okay? We have Howling Peak. That is our number 1 legendary from the set. No surprise, right? That's a shocker.
Not at all. Howling Peak is definitely a very... Honestly, when the sites first were released, I was like, this is a cool concept, but I didn't really think too much of it. But after doing some experimenting and then seeing all the people play the sites and Howling Peaks in particular, I was like, hold on, wait. You mean to tell me that my units I play get +3 and I get a free mirror image in a meta where we're playing multiple merchants? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just insane. And even if they end up killing, getting Caleb is insanely great. Caleb is a super solid card because of the card draw I can generate and the power. Mm-hmm. And even if they kill it, you still get a free cycle when it comes out if need be. There's also the option to combo it after the turn it's played by playing the Yeti that will ping every time you play a minion, and then playing Westwind Herald. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You play the Hurler and Westwind Yeti, and if you do it the turn after you summon Caleb, you just have this massive Caleb that I think ends up being like an 11-11 or a 12-12 that can just swing at them. And usually the swing turns with that, the Yeti is doing like 12 damage, and then Caleb's doing another 12 damage. So that's honestly that's almost a 1-turn kill. But most time people just play it and they wait till turn 9, and then they just most decks they combo out with the Hurler and the Westwind Herald. But there's some newer lists out there that are steering away from that type. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it so good too is like the Geneve Merchant playing that on turn 5. And like, I mean, I've done this plenty of times. Play Geneve Merchant, grab a Howling Peaks from your market, play Howling Peaks on turn 6 because Geneve has Aegis, and then you play Mirror Image, and you play Mirror Image and get a 3/5 Geneve. Then you pull something else like Burn Them All, or whatever, and it's like you just create so much card advantage. And I think also the other combo is let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me find it. Is with not just the Yotan Hurler, but the What's the 5-cost card? It's the 5/4/4 that every time you attack, you draw a card. It's a Yeti as well.
That would be Feast Caller.
Feast Caller. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, playing Feast Caller, then playing Howling Peak, the mirror imaging the Feast Caller. Oh man, it's beautiful. Or just killing something in front of the Feast Caller just to get cards.
Gun down. The card by itself is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Gun down attached to a Howling Peak is insane.
Yes.
You can remove such massive threats with that.
Yeah, it's such a good card. But anyway, I think that's enough on that card because everyone knows how good it is. It's such insane value. Having 5 armor just protects it from Rizon, which is like the main enemy right now, I believe, of sight cards. That's why you're not seeing a lot of the other ones being played. Is the Bowmaster? He takes care of almost all the peaks except for this one, and in one turn. So, but anyway, so sights are awesome. Howling Peak is really good. Craft it. There you go. All right.
Oh.
All right. You're gonna say something else?
No, I just said, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Could not agree more.
All right. The next one is Zo Cho or whatever of the Endless Horde, however you pronounce it. And so this card right here, when we first saw it,
the Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, when we first saw this, I was like, that looks decent, and I totally underestimated, like, if you have fire, if you're playing, fire in your deck, you play this card basically because the fate mechanic on this thing of giving you that spell that you draw a card, is so good. And anyway, go ahead, take it away. I'll let you talk about this.
So Zo actually was one of the legends that was released that I was actually the most excited about. I thought that this card was absolutely insane. I was like, they're gonna change this. The reason I thought so is because it generates so much value. Not even playing it, just the ability to be able to get a treasure trove that draws for 2. So it's already a better version of Strategize because there's no downside to it. You don't have to put a card back in your deck. It's just a 2-mana draw a card. So it's a 1-for-1. And with the meta being there's so many merchants, you can put it back in, pull it back out, and then you can just generate so much card draw. And then if you play this on turn 7, and then turn 8 you play a mana or power. I'm sorry, you play a power, and it's uncontested, and you get to swing with it. Not only can you ping off an aggro board, or you can nuke down a target threat, then you're just generating like insane amounts of card draw. I think, arguably, if Howling Peaks did not have mirror image, I believe that Zo would have taken my spot for number 1.
Yeah,
as well as it's a 6/6 flyer.
I was playing this long match against someone, and with Zo, I attacked with this dragon, and I have 12 mana up, and I did 12 damage because his board, he had like 1 minion. I really didn't care about it. I was at a good health total, so I did 12 damage to his face and drew 6 treasure troves. He conceded.
It's so satisfying.
My opponent conceded. It was, I was like, that was so satisfying. But yeah, if like you said, if Howling Peaks did not have the cards it have and did not, Zo would be the top card of this set. But and then the thing is, like, you can play Zo and Howling Peaks together, which is just insane anyway. So anyway. But this card is good, so craft it. Craft 4 of them. Anything else you want to say about this card? Because everyone knows it's good.
Waffles, all of the treasure.
Yes, it is really good.
He's the dragon from The Hobbit. What was his name?
I can't remember. Starts with an S.
Not Saruman. That's
Smog, right? Smog.
Smog, yeah. He's Smog in Eternal.
Okay. Zo is Smog. I'm just on this card playing Smog now.
Yeah, there we
go. There we go.
Smog.
I will not think of this card in the same way again. That is great. All right. Do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next with the card? Because this is where our list starts differing a little. We still have some of the same cards, but yeah, you go, because this card. I want you to talk about this card because I totally forgot about this card when I was making my list. And
which one?
You're number 3.
We'll go back and forth.
Yeah, you're number 3. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think this card is insanely slept on. I'm surprised that Rakano lists are not running 4 of this because it's a 3-mana 3/3 Kenmo Aegin's Apprentice. So 3-mana 3/3. You're like, all right, it has Warcry. Okay, better. However, summon, put 4 7/7 Blade Breakers with Warcry into your deck. Now, these aren't minions. These are 7/7 weapons with Warcry. Now, just imagine putting that on the 2/1 Aegis with Warcry.
How much do the weapons cost, though? Isn't it, like, really cheap, though?
They're 4 mana.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so they're 4 mana, they're 4 mana 7/7 weapons with Warcry. So it's just like, minus the endurance and overwhelm that plate gives you, it's insane. So 4 of these, you're generating 4, 8, 6 if you play all 4 of these.
So
I think it's a very slept upon card. I think once people start optimizing lists later in Defiance, once the meta starts stabling out away from Howling Pete's, I think we're going to see more of Kendos.
Yeah, I think the reason I totally forgot about this card, but when I saw this card, I was excited. I'm like, oh, this will help Rakano out a lot. That's my first thought. But I was the only thing I believe that's really holding it back right now. Well, 2 things I think. One, it's a legendary, and so people are, when a new set comes out, if it was a rare, it'd be way overpowered. But for a legendary, people are more hesitant because it costs more, and so they're just kind of waiting. But I think once you get the tournament scene going again after the holidays and stuff, once the Eternal, the ECQ start up and the ETS starts up again, you'll start seeing this pop into lists. And I think this is going to be, I think you're right. I think it'll be a staple in a lot of lists going forward with
Another thing I didn't think about actually, with the 7/7 Blade Breaker that has Warcry, there's also that 2-mana 3/2 with Renown. The one that says when you renown this, you give all of the stats to the next deck. Now just imagine putting that 7/7 weapon on. So that's 7. That's 10. You're giving your next minion plus 10 attack and plus 9 health and Warcry.
Oh, that's sick. There's so many combos. There's so many combos right now. Like we're only. I feel like right now, because there's been, like, the deck builders are kind of holding their really good decks, for the tournaments and stuff, because they don't want to throw everything out there. Like, we're going to see things in this deck that, because we've only scratched the surface. There's only very little, and there's only, like I said, we only scratched the surface. I think there's a lot to come. This set has a lot to offer. I was looking through the legendaries. I'm like, there's so many legendaries don't look great right off the surface, but I'm like, if even with the rares too, I was looking through, there's a lot of cards that are not being played right now that are pretty decent and that we haven't figured out how to use them. And
yeah, I will say there's been a lot of, I will say, out of all of the sets that have been released, this one in my opinion does have the most disappointing legendaries.
Yeah, I think so too, but I think this, okay, it's kind of funny. Okay, so if we want to get into that real quick, I think this set is the best set for cards and keywords, but for legendaries, it's not the best set. Like, hands down, it's like, no. I think, but that's okay. I think that's the thing. There's a few good rares. There's several, but, like, the majority of the beef of the cards is, like, in the rares, which is okay. I think that's good for players all around, especially new players coming to the game where it's like, oh man, I can't play this deck if I don't have this legendary, They can be like, okay, I just, because there's a lot of decks that only are having, besides the Howling Peaks decks, that are having like 4
those decks are going to run you. Yeah, those decks are going to run you 50 to 70,000 dust.
Yeah, I think the Rakano deck I was playing, I don't think it had any Aether Llamas had any legendaries in it. I'm trying to think. I know there was one, Deep Forge Plate. I believe that was the only one. So anyway, so there you go. So it's kind of budget. So go check that out. Go check out Aether Llamas Rakano list. I hit Masters with it. Has one legendary. Go check it out. Anyway, but yeah, this is a cool card. I am waiting to craft it because I just want to see where this fits in. But actually, I may just craft it and jam it in Rakano because I want to. And I'm impulsive like that. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very bad when it comes to crafting. I'm a very impulsive crafter.
So, same thing here. People are like, "Oh, save your dust." I'm like, I can't. There's so many shiny cards. Like, it can't.
Yeah, my dust is always at 0.
Yes. It's always like I'm always like crafting something new. I'm like, I gotta try this. I gotta try this. I know it's bad, but I'm gonna craft it anyway. I know I'm only gonna play it for like 3 games and say it's junk, and then never play it again. But that's how I am. But you gotta have fun. That's my main thing, is having fun with the game. All right, let's go on to my number 3 right here. Let me find him. This right here, Zhao Chi. Yeah, Herald of War. Okay, this is a 7 cost, 2 fire influence, 2 time influence, 2 primal influence, 7/5. It says charge, and it also has entomb. And when you entomb, when it dies, it says play 2 4/4 Runestalkers with flying. That's a lot of stuff. I feel almost this is like the Icaria of this set in some ways. I'm not saying it's Icaria, because Icaria is so good, okay? Because there's like, Icaria at the time pretty much, had every keyword on it when the game first started. But this one right here, there's not a lot of things that you can kill it, which is fine. When you play it in charges and stuff, and you get 2 4/4 flyings, and there's only very few cards that have basically like ambush silence. We're thinking of the sheriff and what else? I'm trying to think here. There's not a lot of things that can take care of this on your turn that could like stop the entomb effect. But I think the only thing that's stopping this right now is that most of the Howling Peaks deck, they're playing Justice instead of Time, and if this had Fire Justice Primal, that would be insane. I'm glad it doesn't have Justice, but this right here, I think a Time Fire Primal deck will come up, and this will be the top end. This will be, to me, this is my like sleeper pick right here. I do believe once the tournament scene gets going on, we will see 4 in a deck, either 3 in the main deck, 1 in the market, something like that. Like this card's too good not to play. I just look at it, I'm like, it passes the eye test, like there's value. It charges, it leaves 2 4/4 bodies behind with flying, not just on 4/4 bodies, but they have flying, which is very huge in this meta, and because Sandstorm Titan is not being played almost at all, and which is insane to say anyway. I just said that. I'm like, wow. Sandstorm Titan is not being...
wood, you're just seeing more Sandstorm Titan now.
I know. Everywhere, Sandstorm Titan. When I see a Sandstorm Titan, I'm like shocked, and it usually destroys my deck. And I'm like... and so... but anyway, what do you think about this card?
So, the first thing I want to mention about it is what you were talking about, Justice, because Kamut, in my opinion, one of the best Eternal players out there, was talking about how this is the... how do I describe it? This is the spiritual successor to Icaria, because it's the 7 cost, 7/5. It's a 7 attack charger, or instead of a 5 attack charger.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the 8 cost that it got bumped up. But the downside is Fire Time Primal. It's, for constructed at least, is in kind of a weird spot at the moment. It's struggling to find its foothold in the meta. But if this was Justice, this would be in every single Fire Justice Primal Howling Peak deck out there, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm thankful that they did not print this in Justice, because it would be absolutely busted.
Imagine going Howling Peaks into this card. Ooh.
Yeah, so you play this on... So this would be one of the odd situations. You don't play Howling Peaks on turn 6, or you play Howling... So you do one of 2 things. You play Howling Peaks on turn 6, one of the other 2 options, or you could wait, play Zalchi on turn 7, Howling Peaks on turn 8, combo it off, 14 charge damage.
Oh, there's lots of things you could do. There's lots of things. I'm glad it's not Justice, but I do think we'll eventually see a Fire Time Primal deck pop up, and this will, like I said, be the top end because it's just too good. It's just too good.
I actually have a fairly decent idea as you were talking for a deck in my head right through after the podcast and see how that works.
Ooh, send it to me. Send me. I'll help work on this.
Yeah, because I think I think I can come up with like a really sick list for this. But
Yeah.
that's to be determined. I do think this is a very slept-on card. I think this is one. Yeah, this is good, but they didn't give any more thought to it. They just said it's good, but it's not going to see play.
Yeah.
Which I do agree. It is a very good card, but until the tournament scene develops over the next couple of weeks, we're not really going to see much of it because it is correct. I have a bunch of decks that I haven't shown anyone, and a bunch of other deck builders have decks that they're just keeping to themselves because they want to wait. They want to fine-tune them. They want to see how they work, and they want to see if they're actually good before they release.
For sure. And this is your number 5 card too, right? You had this number 5 on your list, and I had this number 3, I believe.
I had this at number 5, and the reason I had it at number 5 is its power level is easily a number 3, but I think Kenmo just is better in the sense of it's much, much cheaper, and it fits fluidly into an already popular shell of the Rakano aggro, and even just Rakano mid-range. So I put Zalchi at number 5 because it just does it has the power level, but it's not seeing any play right now.
Yep. All right, let's go on to our number 4. We both have the same
number
4. So
same number 4.
All right, go introduce this card to everyone.
So Callus the Burning Sand was the second most card I was excited for. I thought this card was absolutely nuts. It's super, super good in Praxis, and turns out really good in the new Elysian Maul deck. Because turns out playing a 4-mana 5/2 invulnerable to damage on first turn charge with Overwhelm is actually pretty good. Elysian Maul is a new list that popped up that plays a bunch of...
It's a good list, by the way. It's a good list.
It plays a bunch of cards that trigger Nightfall and draw cards, because you want to fill their hand. So either one, you just kill them with a huge maul, or you just overwhelm them. So they play a bunch of cheap minis that create Nightfall. Sakalis also is only 4 mana. That's really cheap for a 5 charge. Yeah. And because of its invulnerability, against most decks currently, except for the higher end Howling Peak decks and the Fire Justice Shadow decks, this pretty much runs over everything. Oh, and the big end Praxis list, but those are a little seldom in between. I think this card is a tier 1 card. It is a super, super safe craft. I think we're definitely going to see a lot more of it, but I think it's going to actually...
Go ahead.
I think it's going to develop less to aggro. I think it's going to move more to a mid-range list. I think we're actually going to see this list in some Howling Peak decks with Zalchi.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I'm thinking now of things, but I think I probably should have had this card number 3 on my list, because now I'm like, we're talking about looking at it. It's just in that Maul list. I totally forgot about that when you talked about that Nightfall, the Primal Time. I think it's Primal Time Shadow list. That is
just Primal Time.
Primal Time. That's right. I think I saw a Primal Time Shadow. It still beat me.
That's a newer one that's popping up. Yeah.
Okay. It still beat me, like the Primal Time. And I was playing aggro too, and I'm just trying to like empty my hand, and they just kept like doing. I was like, oh man. Anyway, but
this Shadow.
Yeah, I think it's for
Shadow recently. Oh, sorry.
No. It's all good. I think the Shadow was like recursion too. They were adding that in there. Yeah, but like you said, I think just doing the Primal Time is good enough, because you have new Nightfall cards in time, so which is good. But yeah, this card right here coming down, it's like either A, you can block it and you're most likely still going to take damage and your minion is going to die, or B, you just got to let it take 5 damage. So either way, it's like it's usually on turn 4, it's a lose-lose situation for you at that moment. And then
a nifty combo with this actually is you play this on turn 5 4, you swing 5 and you be gone it back to your hand, and then you back for another 5 damage swing.
Yes, that Be Gone card. Okay, maybe if we weren't doing legendary, I might have to do like common. I have to talk to you about like commons and uncommons and stuff, because Be Gone is a good card. Okay, that's a good card in draft too. I'm just gonna let you know. I've had fun with that card.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that I have like 3 of those in my draft deck right now, and I'm happy. But yeah, so Cthulhu, the Burning Sand, awesome card. Definitely, I believe, a safe craft, and we'll see it for months to come. So, all right, shall I move on to are your number 5 was Zhao. So mine, okay. Before I move on to my number 5, I probably would have moved this to the honorable mention. This is like my number 6 because I would have put Chemo in the top 5 if I would have thought about it. But this card I've been having fun with. This is not a 4 of, people. Okay, so don't go out and craft 4 of. Okay, this is a 1 of craft because for sideboards. Okay, or markets. Sorry, markets. Right here we have Brel, Soulless, Apostate. This right here is a 7 cost, 2 fire, 2 justice, 2 shadow, 4/5. You're like, wow, that's way undercosted. Or like way overcosted. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. But when it has this, Warcry 2, when you summon, play a 4/4 relic weapon with Warcry, or give your current relic weapon +4/+4 and Warcry.
And Warcry 2.
Sorry, Warcry 2. You're right. Warcry 2. I apologize.
Yeah, the weapon and the buff has Warcry 2. So
Yes.
just I haven't tested this interaction yet, and I don't think it works, but I do want to test it because I crafted 4 of her for a Jund list. But I'm curious if, so you play Brel on turn, say you have 2 Brel, you play Brel on turn 7, you get the 2-man, the 4/4 Warcry 2. If you play a second Brel, does that bump up the Warcry 2 to Warcry 4? I don't think it does, but I think it does.
Mm-hmm. I've had it happen against me. And I stole the weapon too. I still lost, but I stole the weapon.
Okay, so if you play 2 Brel and you use the second Brel to buff, it does buff it to Warcry.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically the wording is, I'm pretty sure it was Warcry 4, because it says give your opponent, it says give your weapon, relic weapon, +4/+4 Warcry. If your weapon already had Warcry, you're basically tacking on, you're adding on to it. So whatever your weapon is, yes. Go ahead.
No, actually, I think you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I had a 8/8 Warcry weapon, 8/8 Warcry 4 weapon swing into me. I'll have to.
It's just sort of the Giant King. It's sort of the Sky King, but.
Yes, exactly, because it was back to back, and I'm like, okay, they played 1. I'm like, okay, I'll leave the relic weapon there because I'm gonna steal it or kill it next turn. And then they play another Brel, and I was like, oh, they're playing more than 1 Brel in this list. Okay, but yeah, if you're going. So here's the problem. Okay, I think this card could be a 4 of, or would have been a 4 of, or could have been, if you want to play, if relic weapons could hit sites. But they can't hit sites, so like Armory list, because I was back in the day, I loved Armory. Rest in peace, Tony G. But Armory decks were awesome and everything, so this would have been really good if Armory was still a thing, obviously, but that's looking to the past. But even if you could play like lots of weapons, the weapons could hit sites, it'd be something. But I would really like to have like a weapon list, but that card Boar is so good, and every list is playing Boar, that it makes playing weapons just not as feasible. And because if you're playing Fire, you're having Boar in your sideboard, in your market. There's Howling Peaks decks are playing 2 main deck and 1 in the black market, or in 1 in the market. So it's like everywhere, because a lot of people are playing relics. There's the Avergraph card? Do you have this card?
Oh my gosh, Avergraph. If we were talking about like rares and uncommon, the card is busted.
Yes. And but this card, like, another reason I love the card is the art. The art is so cool. I want to know the story behind Brel. I just like, this is Paging Manted Man. Tell me about Brel. Figure it out for me. And but I love the art and everything. I want to know, like, why is Brel the Soulless Apostate? Like, what's the story behind this card? So, but anyway, that's my number 5. I've used it to great effect, bringing down the market. So I thought it was definitely a worthy mention for me. Let's go. Go ahead.
Little thing I wanted to piggyback off real quick with Brel. The reason I think it's actually a safe 4-craft is just due to the fact that historically, since Cauldron came out, since Cookbook came out, Fire, Justice, Shadow has historically been an insane deck. Like FJS Shadow or FJS Pile is just a good deck, and Brel adds a lot to that deck. So I think once we see a more optimized version of that list, I think we're going to see a lot more of the Brel. But I think because everyone's like, oh my gosh, Howling Peaks, that's why it's not really seeing that much play right now.
I agree too.
Thing I want to piggyback on.
Like I said, going Brel into Brel is really good. Okay, and if you go Brel into Brel into Brel, it's still really, really good. So I'm like, it just builds upon each other, which I think is cool that you can play these back to back or back to back to back, which kind of happened to me, and it's just really good. But I think you're right. I think this for me is borderline four of. But I tend to agree with you that once the meta settles, I think people are testing with this card, and we'll see more of it because Warcry is important. It really is. Anyway, so all right, let's go on to your honorable mention. Because my honorable mention, I changed it, and I had to put the Chemo, the Jin's Apprentice in there, Jin's Apprentice, because I'm like, I can't leave that out. So we'll just leave it there because that would be there. So let's talk about your go ahead, take it away. Your honorable mention.
I had 3 honorable mentions because even though a lot of the legendaries for the set were really disappointing, there were a couple that were, while they're kind of disappointing, I think they're still good enough to be honorable mentions. The first one, which I think will actually see play at some point as a one of in the market, definitely not main board, definitely not 4 but definitely a one of, is Zoltafoil. 5 mana, 2 justice, 3/4 weapon, which you're like, that's not really that good. Like you have Inquisitor's Blade, you have Deep Forge Plate, but with Rakano and the Renown mechanic, and there's just being that many weapons, like this card is like super, super good because a lot of Rakano lists are actually sideboarding Zolta Convoy or Zolta Envoy. Zolta Envoy, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
And this is basically a Zolta Envoy steroids. When the wielder dies, play a 2/2 exile with Aegis and Endurance, which is Zolta Envoy, for each weapon it was wielding. So even if you only have one, and then you play Zoltafoil, that's still 2 Zolta Envoys, which is just Zolta Envoy, but you're creating a bigger body on one of your minions. Now, if you're playing a more weapon-heavy list, you're creating more. And I think what really is the kicker about this is the minions it summons all have endurance, or not endurance. They have endurance and Aegis, which are 2 very powerful battle effects right now. The ability to be able to swing and then block on the following turn is very, very strong, especially in a meta where there's so much aggro, and Howling Peaks lists as well, which they're wanting to swing as often as possible. So I think this card is very slept on. I think that we will see one-ofs in tournaments in markets, but I definitely don't think it will see anything like that in terms of main board or 4. I do think it is a one-of, though.
Cool. All right, really quick, just mention your other 2 because we got to move on to the deck of the week for time's sake.
Yeah.
So
the next one's really, really quick. Clutch of Talons. Pretty simple. Super solid card. 4 mana, 3 primal. Amplify 2, play a 5/5 dragon flying. It's just a solid legendary, and it's good to create flyers in a meta where there's not. Sandstorm type. This next one, I wish it was cheaper because I love the concept of it. Fear Made Flesh, 7 mana, 3 shadow, flying in pledge. It's a 5/7. What I love about this card is what it does. Whenever it hits the enemy player, each unit gets a 1/1. So in a meta where you have Rakano and Skycrag with a lot of minions with 1 health, you basically just nuke their deck. If you get 3 attacks off with this on a aggro list, they actually just lose the game because most of their minions do not go above 3 health.
Yeah, I wish this card just had ambush. I think that would have been like
correct. If I think it had ambush and 6 costs instead of 7, I think it would be played.
Yeah, even if it was 7 costs and had ambush, I would think about playing this because I think it would go with the theme Fear Made Flesh. You surprise, you scare people. Kind of like anyway. That's just a theme thing. Anyway, but. Yeah, if it was just a little bit different, maybe cost 1 less, maybe it had ambush instead of, pledge or, I think it'd be cool. So, but yeah, those listeners are our picks for legendaries. So, go out and craft them. No, I'm just kidding. Think wisely about
every single one. Craft 4 Fear Made Flesh.
I have 2, but I open them.
I will
beautiful.
craft 1 premium Fear Made Flesh because I love the premium art for that card.
It is a beautiful card. I love it. It looks awesome. All right, let's move on to our deck of the week. We have for our deck of the week is a creation by you, Cthulhu, right?
That's correct. It has seen a change, which I will comment on when you pull it up.
But I've already made the change, so it's it's in the list. So all right, do you want? I'm going to run through the list real quick, then let you talk about it, okay? And so just real quick for the listeners, unless I say a number, it's a 4 of, okay? So if I just say seek power, that means, and I don't give a number, that means it's 4 of. All right, we have. Let's see here. Actually, I have the wrong list up. Wait a second. Okay.
No, it's the Hailstorm. That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
No. On my notes, I have the wrong list. So give me a second. Sorry, people. Hang on, I'm pulling it up right now.
Wrong
one. Okay. I got it now. And so, why don't you read the list while I pull this up? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me open it up real quick.
I think I may have grabbed the wrong list. So.
All right. So, run 2 boar. Mm-hmm. Seek power, 4 torch. I'll comment on what is not a 4 of. So 2 boar. You got seek power, torch, strategize, 2 vanquish, Avagraft, 3 hailstorms, Ixtun Marchant, Geneve Marchant, Wisdom of Elders, 2 Jotun Hurlers, 3 Westwind Heralds, 3 Howling Peak, 4 Razan Great Bowmaster. Oh wait, this isn't the list. This is the wrong one. This is the one that
I know. We have. I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on. Okay, here it is. I have it. I apologize, people. Okay. I apologize. Okay.
That's right. All right. That's my tournament list.
Yes. If you're watching, this is what happens sometimes. Don't read it. I'm sorry. I put the wrong list in there. Okay. Basically, I'm not going to give numbers. Just you can look later in the show notes. But it's Boar, Permafrost, Seek.
I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Boar, Permafrost, Seek Power, Torch, Strategize, Hailstorm, Ixtun Merchant, Geneve Merchant, Wisdom of Elders, Jotun Feastcaller, Jotun Hurler, Howling Peak, Waystone Titan, Zoe of the Endless Horde, Island the Rising Star, Molot, and Nakava. And then I'm not going to go into the sigils. But that's the list right there, so talk about it. There we go. We finally figured it out.
Yes. So just want to let you know, there's still... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I forget the stream's behind. So basically, this list focuses on a 2 faction aspect of the Howling Peaks, minus a 3, while you do lose cards such as Avagraft, Vanquish, which is really the only green cards that Howling Peaks runs. So you're cutting Justice to make the list more consistent. Waystone Titan, huge swing. So run 4 Waystone Titans. So turn 6, play Waystone Titan, swing. So that now you have a 5/7, and then you play. You can play one of your Howling Peaks. You can make a copy of Waystone Titan, or you can make a copy of any of your other threats. 4 Jotun Feastcaller, because I have seen less of the Orc Runehammers, less enough to where I feel safe running. Ellen the Rising Storm is another slept upon legend that I haven't actually talked about. As well as being a pledge, so it can use that as mana turn 1, or just turn 8, nuke them for 6 damage.
Yes.
I've never gotten her ultimate off, but just dealing 6 damage is insane. Copy her peak. A combo you can do is turn 6 Waystone Titan into turn 7 Howling, or into Howling Peak, and then turn 7 you can Waystone Titan Ellen, or Waystone Titan into Malut. This list focuses on creating very large threats that your opponent has a difficult time of dealing with due to Waystone Titan. The list focuses around that and creating massive power swings. So typically, if you get a Waystone Titan off, that's usually game. Unless your opponent
Waystone Titan's really good. It's really good in this list. My opponent, I played Waystone Titan, and my opponent didn't kill it, and I was like, oh, that's a mistake. And yeah, I won that game. And then my opponent killed the Waystone, like my next opponent, like it came out, I charged, it killed it with a fast spell, and then the very next turn I played another Waystone Titan and won the game. But anyway, because I went to Waystone Titan on the same turn into Molot and Nakova. And that's pretty awesome. I'll tell you right now, playing those 2 together in one turn, really good. Really good.
Oh, yes. I think it's a very strong list. There's some optimization I to do before I think it's completely optimal, but I think right now it's a very strong list that, as you can attest to, is seeing very decent win rates.
Mm-hmm. I think what makes Waystone's Titans so good right now is that it can charge and destroy a Howling Peak if they just play it. It's I've done that in one game where they played a Howling Storm and just like did the Caleb's favor, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, Waystone Titan, destroy that, play Zoe, and that's what I did. Or I played Waystone Titan and then play, Howling Peak. I can't remember which card I played, but I played a higher costed card. I think it was Zoe, and I'm like, your turn, okay, it's really good. And so yeah. So yes, are you gonna post in the Discord? Cool. Okay.
I will. Yeah. I will need to post that list in the Discord.
And so right here, but yeah, I think you including Hailstorm. I think that's smart because
originally the list had Permafrost, and the original thought behind that was because I was running against a bunch of this list. But the more I played it, the more I realized that aggro was a lot more prevalent in Praxis, and usually you can combo off Hailstorms and Torches to deal with Praxis threats, and Hailstorm is just it's a better card in the cut the Permafrost and run Hailstorm instead.
Yeah, and so I think so too, because I was playing a Skycrag Dragon list, and I just felt like this is superior shirt just for card draw and everything else. Because I like dragons, so I was messing around with it, but. The combo in this between, I think the Permafrost is really good. The Hailstorms, just having that right there, then like the rest of your minions, they kind of like either kind of gum up the ground or just basically you're stalling until you get to your Waystone, your Howling Peak, and just like and then just kind of take over the game with value. And I think it's a good strategy right now. It's just like. I'm not sure if this is, I played against one Howling Peak deck and I won. And I don't think my opponent was playing it efficiently, their deck. And so I think you might be, because they can, besides Torch, you don't have any other way to interact with Torch is the only way to interact, or Burn Them All. I'm sorry, I forgot that's a fast spell.
Yep, Burn Them All is.
To interact with their combo, to stop their combo. So you have to remember that. So if you're playing against a Howling Peak strategy and they're trying to do their combo, try to save a Torch, or Burn Them All could go towards taking out a Howling Peak, but try to save a Torch or something if you can for their Yeti that comes out, and that will try to do the West Wind Herald combo. So that's my. The
West Wind is warm with them.
Yes. So yeah, that's the list. We're going to play a game of it in a second, so stick around after the podcast. But it's a fun deck. I encourage it. I am currently 3-0 with this deck. So definitely go try it. Like I said, I played against 2 Howling Peaks deck, I believe. One, like I said, my opponent I don't think was playing it efficiently. The other one, I was running their Waystone Titans into their stuff, and it was great. But it was awesome. So, but yeah. So that's it. Enjoy the list. We'll post it in the Discord, From the Void Discord.
It's actually already been done. It's under deck list right now.
Awesome. I just threw it in general chat also. So, man, you can go check it out in both channels. Awesome. Thank you, Cthulhu. Cthulhu, for our shout-outs, for our sign-off, and where to find us. Where can they do that? Where can they find you? Where's your stream? Go ahead.
You can find me at twitch.tv/TCG. The T, C, and G are all capitalized. Discord, you can find me at Overlord Space Cthulhu 4598. For Twitter, I am TCG Cthulhu _HS, because I did play Hearthstone for a time. YouTube, TCG Cthulhu as well. Look forward to new content coming from me in the coming weeks. YouTube videos, guides, gameplay, just fun stuff, as well as streams should be starting up hopefully within the next coming week or two. As well as I do want to shout out Avantes for having me on. It's been a pleasure. I really want to get my name out in the community. As well as Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is an incredible player and he has an awesome Defiance draft guide. If anyone wants to take a look at that, his post is on the Reddit Reddit community for Eternal. His guide has helped me incredibly with my draft play, and that is the shout out I want to get up.
Awesome. I'm glad having you on. Shout out to you for sticking with me. It's great. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Shout out to Avantes for always being an awesome producer. Shout out to Bassoon Buffoon just for being a great co-host, even though he's not with me today. But you can find, speaking of Bassoon, you can find him on Twitter at Human Venipede. He will not change that. He loves that Twitter handle. You can find him on twitch.com/BassoonBuffoon. You can find him on his Discord. You can find him onto the From the Void Discord. If you go to FromTheVoidPodcast.com, there is a link there that takes you right to our Discord. And also on our website is all our previous episodes. We're also on iTunes and other places where you can listen. And for me, you can find me at WhatTheDeckHS on Twitter. And for Twitch, I am going to start streaming pretty soon. I'm working on a few things. We're getting closer, so I'm excited about that. Remember, you can follow at From the Void Cast on Twitter. You can follow our sister cast, which is a Hearthstone podcast, at HeroPower_cast. That is it for this week. Please stick around for our game with this Howling Peaks mid-range deck. It's going to be great.
I hope you all enjoyed this game. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. So thank you for watching. And as always, we'll see you next week from the Void. Later, everyone.
All right. So how do you want to do this game?
Do you want to play it? I can just spectate you. Okay, hang on. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let me do. All right, people, hang on a second. I had to make a whole entire new scene for this, so I'm like, yes, go ahead.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I think it's something else.
Okay. All right, we'll just do one game for time's sake today, and so because this game can. Oh, I mean, this game is pretty. It can move pretty fast for this game, so we'll see.
Correct.
There we go. Okay. All right, let me go to my friends list here. Okay. I'm ready whenever you are. So.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. I will join the game as soon as the thing pops up. All right, here we go, people. You can see this list in action. All right, you are in game. Make sure I click on the right person to observe. Okay.
All right. So ideally, with this deck, you're looking for two things. You're looking for merchants, card draw, one or both. Because with any Howling Peak list, you want to hit Howling Peak as possible. I don't really like my power base right now, but I do like the fact that I have Wisdom of Elders and next to merchants. So I think we're gonna keep this. I'm gonna hit him with that sneaky.
Turn 1, Oni Ronin. Then you'd be like, no.
That would be unfortunate. I would be like, all right, it's okay. Then I would just top deck Hailstorm into Hailstorm.
Exactly. Oh, look at that.
I like this.
You see why that card is so good, people.
I mean, I didn't have a power to draw the
That's okay, but it helps you out for the next turn because.
Oh gosh.
Oh look, Hailstorm. Hopefully next turn.
Yes. Boar is good, especially if he's running.
Yes.
If he's running the swords, so that's good. I'm kind of worried that we haven't power.
Yeah, let's see what he does. Okay, he does
but
that.
But unfortunately, come on. I want him to play something else.
Yeah.
I do want to get more value out of this Hailstorm, and I'm afraid about.
I think you merchant, right? What can you merchant for?
If I merchant, I'm definitely going for the banner. Because I do want to flesh out my power base. Going for Howling Peak and not playing power would be risky.
Oh yeah, I would definitely go for the banner because you need to.
Option number 2. The good thing is, so 3, 4. Risky because he's going to go up to 4, and we're going to run out of options to go.
This is what I was saying because you could throw the merchant out there to block that, and either if he plays a power, it doesn't make sense. But never mind. I was thinking if he was if he got power screwed, that if he did attack, that means he would have a buff spell, and you can get rid of a buff spell. But I don't know, because he either has, he's keeping 3 up, so he probably has
It'll
that
get
ages,
job done,
yeah.
guaranteed.
Yeah. So here's to hoping. Yeah, he kept his mana, so that makes me think a finest hour or a stand together.
Yeah.
I hate stand together though. That card.
That needs to go. That needs to go. Honestly.
Okay. Maybe he doesn't have an influence.
Okay. Oh wow.
Okay. This is the dream. I wanted him to block with the 0.
I don't think he'll.
He's not gonna block.
Okay, he's not gonna block, but I think you have to just kill.
I actually don't think we. Well, no, because he definitely would have grabbed stand against.
Yeah, because
So I
you
think
probably have
that's
stand
almost
together. You just kind of want to get rid of. Okay.
Yeah,
I know it stinks that we're kind of like stuck on power and stuff like that, but honestly, I think.
Never stop.
I should have waited. I should have waited.
It's okay.
Okay. So this is good. I'm hoping we can get Waystone out next turn.
Yeah.
Because it's still a 5/7 beater. Okay. That's good. Doesn't silence our Waystone.
No. Oh,
Okay,
look at this.
okay.
Look at this. Okay.
Oh, okay. I think we actually just copy. Okay. Yeah, I think we copy because he's probably going. He's gonna probably.
He has a finest hour most likely.
Yeah.
But I think you have to play the peak, right? And copy?
Yeah, I peek, copy, and then next turn I would just, if he doesn't kill it, we just gun it down.
Yeah. And then you just attack.
Yeah, we.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I guess he didn't like. He's like way too much value there. All right, since that game was quick, let's do one more game.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want to do another one?
Oh yeah.
Alright, let me just jump into another one. Yeah,
That was
so funny enough, playing that storm there was correct, even though he flooded the board the next turn. Okay.
Yes.
I love this hand.
Yeah, you have scout,
Because
you have torch, you have card draw. Definitely.
And I don't have to pledge my Ellen. So I can use her later on, so hopefully I can get a sick combo with Ellen going on next turn.
All right, so this is either Peaks or Rakano.
I'm thinking with Rakano, and I'm thinking with Rakano we keep just
Yeah.
due to the weapons we have.
And Boar's always good just throw away with merchants too.
Correct. It is Rakano. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're just gonna do. I want to draw. I don't need. I'm not worried about just yet. So we're gonna do that. Flush out our power with the sigil next turn. And we're gonna draw. I'm not. There's much bigger threats like Crown Breaker. That's something I want to
Yeah.
torch. Let's see if he gives it charge. That would be unfortunate. Okay, he did not give it charge.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have like the double torch in case he decides to buff it, because you kind of. Let's see what happens.
Well, actually, I don't know. Okay, now
Okay.
in this situation, I kind of want to save the torch if he plays another threat. Otherwise, I can just seek power. Next turn, we go to 4, so we can just merchant seek power. So I think holding off is safe.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Just let him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. So let's see here. What is that? Okay.
See there? That's something I want to torch. Because I want to be able to deal with that relatively quick. Alright, okay.
He doesn't have anything. Okay. He has nothing to buff it right now. So, do you play the merchant and
We definitely play the merchant.
do
I think we
you
keep
get
the
burn
4.
them all to kill that, or what do you do? What do you think?
So we're gonna throw back Zoe. Off chance we can get it back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Burn Them All is the safest bet, honestly. Even just Howling Peak would be good because he isn't showing any.
Yeah, he has no buff. Yeah, go Howling Peak because unless he has a torch, which we know he doesn't have it. He doesn't have a torch. He doesn't have Finest Hour. So I would go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I love Grenadins. Grenadin's my favorite whatchamacallit. Although the sloth they released, the tumbling sloth, I hope. All right, so him swinging like this shows me that he has some form of interaction.
But I don't know. He would have to draw it off the top because remember we play the torch on it and there we go. Yeah.
Oh, no interaction. Okay.
Yeah. Because the last time there was no waiting, so.
Oh crap.
Okay.
I know exactly. He grabbed. I bet you he grabbed forge plate, which is good because they have boar. So
Okay.
we just do this.
Maybe we should have grabbed that, Burn Them All. That would have been. We got greedy.
Oh, okay. That's.
Oh, merchant.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, merchant. Ooh.
So we're gonna throw back Ellen. We're gonna play merchant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. Do I just?
Ooh, this is tough.
Yeah, because I want to hit 6.
Oh.
If he plays, okay. So if he plays Deep Forge, we're gonna bore next turn, obviously, which means we're not going to. Play...
Well, here is yeah.
Oh, I can just do this. There we go. I can just swap out the power.
Oh, there we go. Well, I forgot you had another power. That's right. Yep, Deep Forge plate. That's fine. Okay, he attacks with both.
That's 18. That's 20. I have to block here.
You block that. That's fine. Doing that.
Oh wait.
I mean, if you
we're just dead regardless.
No. You play. You. Oh wait. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
we messed that up. We messed that because I was thinking Titan into Peak into yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't have the endurance,
Okay.
yes, that would have been a safe bet.
All right. One last game. We got to redeem ourselves here.
Yeah, I think we played that correctly. I think
we should have gone Burn Them All. We got greedy. We should have if we had Burn Them All.
Yeah.
We would have won, and we could have gone into waste the Titan into
correct.
Yeah. So all right. Next time, don't be greedy.
Yeah, I got real greedy for sure.
We both did.
2
We both
power,
did.
but we have merchants. We have a lot of merchants. This is risk. This is risky because it's.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I'm
We have
catching
a
up to
lot
you
of-
here. Okay, because
I'm gonna keep this.
so you got merchant. You got okay. I mean, it's risky, but you have scout. Okay.
All right, we're good.
We're in business.
I prefer it to be a primal to get this hailstorm charged up.
Yes,
but
yes.
Okay.
We have Praxis right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is probably a Praxis. Could even.
That's okay because next turn you can go merchant and grab a power.
Mm-hmm.
And or you can just play that and play Seek Power. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. Do you want to save the merchants though, or do you?
I don't think we save the merchants.
No. We play that. Yeah. You're right.
But I think we keep the Seek Power. I can always grab back Hailstorm, so I'm not worried about that. I want to hit our peak power definitely with the Feast Caller in hand. I want to try to. All right. Yep. So it's definitely Praxis.
Okay.
It's an aggro Praxis list. It's running Shugo standard. Okay.
Okay.
Merchant, throwback, Zoe, and then here 5. All right. So Burn Them All doesn't eliminate any 5-drop endurance that just came out. And Howling Peak can still do that, so I think Howling Peak's better here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And we'll hold off on swinging.
Is he playing mid-range or playing aggro? Oh, no, he's playing... Well, see, it's hard to tell because mid-range and aggro both play both of those.
I think he's playing aggro just because of the fact that he had a Shugo stand.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Yeah, he's gonna play Obelisk this turn. Oh wait, I can grab Boar for the Obelisk.
Yeah, I would wait this turn for Boar. I would play the Feast Caller.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
I don't think we need to swing. I want to leave blockers up.
No, there's no way for him to wipe the board. Just clog the ground.
Yeah. Card Vault.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's not the card from his.
No.
Oh wait, this is good. We're gonna copy Feast Caller.
Yeah, copy Feast Caller.
Yeah. All right. This is good. This is looking better.
I still don't think we.
No. Definitely not yet. There it is.
There it is. That's fine.
I want him to attack. Honestly.
No, you do. He's gonna attack with at least a. Well, I don't know. Okay, no, he didn't. Okay.
I think I want to save the gun. No, I want to eliminate his power.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that.
Yeah, take care of that.
So he has a torch in hand.
Okay.
Goodbye, Zoe. Actually, Zoe could be. Let's go to the strategy. Zoe could.
Yeah.
And we'll just do this. We know that one was from the market, and we have nothing else to do with the treasure trove. Oh, perfect! Alright, this is good. I want to wait till I get a torch or a hailstorm in hand.
Yeah.
The heart of the vault.
We need to grab a merchant so we can just hailstorm and...
Okay, that's... This is an older list. I haven't seen a Magus of Celerity.
I know. Units you draw get charged. Sub and scout. Huh. Interesting. Oh, Permafrost. Look at that. Look at that.
That works. Okay.
Yeah, look.
And then we're definitely going to swing out with both of these Feast Callers now.
Yep. There's no reason not to. He's going to torch something, but it's okay. I was swinging both Feast Callers. Honestly, it's like, listen, like...
Oh, yeah.
And you have a torch there, too.
Go ahead and block. Okay, he's blocking with that,
Okay.
I'm okay with him torching that one down, because I can just torch down this, like that. Oh, yeah, we're in a prime spot now. We're looking pretty solid.
Oh, we're good.
Temple Tactic, okay.
Okay.
Oh, that means both of our Feast Callers live.
Okay, that means, I guess, yeah.
Oh my gosh, another feat.
This is how you win this game.
This is why this list is just...
Oh, look at that. 2-1. Very nice. This list is good, people. This list is good, so... Alright, there we go. So thank you all for watching. This is Cthulhu's... what's the official name for this? Is this what do you call it? Like
I call this TCG Cthulhu's Howling Peak. Actually, we'll call it
Mid Peaks or something. I don't know.
We'll call it Waystone Titan Mid Peak.
Okay, Waystone Titan. Yes. So, but anyway, thank you for watching this section of the stream for YouTube. It's a great deck. Go play it. Have fun. You can see the crazy combos and it's a blast to play. So thank you all for watching. Go ahead.
I just said, unfortunately, any of the combos I wanted to get. We got it to work, though. That's what matters.
Exactly. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Hey guys, this is Avantes, producer for From the Void and Hero Power. I just wanted to take a moment and ask you a couple of questions and tell you about this really great new service. Do you love playing Eternal? Do you think you would make a good Eternal coach? Are you looking for a way to earn a little side money? Well, there's a great new service called gameflip.com/gigs. It's a great way to turn your skills into cash. Whether it's helping people with deck design in Eternal or coaching someone on how to get to Masters, GameFlip will match you with someone looking for your specific skill set and get you paid. Right now, if you sign up during the beta, you can earn an extra 10% on every gig that you work. So basically, if you help somebody by giving them a few minutes of your time and teaching them to build a deck, they pay you $10. You get $1 back absolutely free. If you do a job, if you do multiple jobs that earn you $100, you get $10 back free. Absolutely. On top of that, it builds to a maximum of $1,000 back on every gig that you do. So 10% of every gig right back into your pocket as a bonus. If this sounds like something that might interest you, then head over to gameflip.com/gigs, apply for the beta. You get to set your rates, you get to set your gigs. All of it is under your control, and it's all backed by the GameFlip guarantee. So check it out. Sign up and let them know you heard about it right here on From the Void.